No two ways about it, Arne Slot is getting it right. I think it's fair to say that Liverpool have been the standout team in the Premier League so far. They've won both games. They haven't conceded a goal. Now, before I go any further, I need to just qualify something because I know that there are going to be some fans watching this, listening to this, that are going to be slightly irate because their team have also been impressive so far. Arsenal fans, for example, will be watching this saying, we've won both games. We haven't conceded a goal. City fans will be saying, well, we've conceded one, but we have scored more than anyone and we are top of the league for a reason. I even imagine that a few Brighton fans will be piping up. They'll be delighted that their current team, Brighton and Hove Albion, are doing better in the league than the team they used to support before Brighton were a Premier League side. But all things considered, from the data that we've been provided with so far in this Premier League season, Liverpool are the standout team. For the record, I concede that Arsenal have been painfully impressive. Winning a fixture that they have previously struggled with, winning at a ground that hasn't always been very kind to them, beating a manager that, let's face it, has had Mikel Arteta's number up until now. And obviously Man City, winning at Stamford Bridge, winning against Ipswich. It shows two very distinct skill sets. And they're obviously going to be a force to be reckoned with. But Liverpool, it is Liverpool. Arne Slot is the standout manager, and Arne Slot does deserve more credit than anyone else. We have to consider the footsteps that he is following in. We have to consider the magnitude of the Liverpool job. We have to consider the pressure and the expectancy of the Liverpool faithful. 9 years Jurgen Klopp was there. 9 years cultivating this club, cultivating these players in one particular direction. And then suddenly, bang, in one pre-season, everything has changed. Klopp has gone. Slot is in, football is different, everything feels different, and yet everything feels the same. And that is the biggest credit that you can give to Arne Slot. The fact that everything still feels the same. There is an element of continuity. It's been an easy passing of the baton from Jurgen Klopp into the Arne Slot era. It's like that French expression, plus ça change, plus ça la même chose. Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you? The more things change, the more things stay the same. And that is a huge compliment to what Arne Slot has done so far. Liverpool are different, but they're still the same. They're still the same formidable beast. They play differently, but they keep winning. It's a new system, but Mohamed Salah keeps scoring. It's a new approach, and Van Dijk looks impenetrable. It's a new iteration of the midfielder's role, and yet they are as robust as ever. The last 9 years for Liverpool, think about it. What's it been? What one word do you think describes Liverpool over the last 9 years? Pace, tempo, quick, ferocious, on the front foot, attack, and to borrow Jurgen Klopp's phrase, heavy metal football. Jurgen Klopp was 100 miles an hour. Quick, 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 quick. Everything was at pace. Everything was done on the front foot. Everything was done in that second, as if your life depended on it. From the second that the referee blew the whistle, it was as if he were blowing the whistle at the Olympics for the 100-metre sprint. Not a football match. Under Klopp, Liverpool would burst into the scene. Blitzkrieg football. This is different under Slot. They've indicated left. They've moved out of the fast lane. They're still as devastating. They're still as ruthless, but they are not in the fast lane all the time anymore. Everything is calmer. Do you remember that iambic pentameter stuff from your GCSE? It's just all a bit slower under Arne Slot. Liverpool are not Metallica anymore, and that can only be a good thing. In fact, for this music analogy, there is no doubt that Liverpool have improved because they're leaving the likes of Black Sabbath behind and they're moving into that timeless R&B classics. Think Brandy, think Monica, think TLC. Less Megadeth, more Brandy and Mace sitting on top of the world. Less of that Motorhead nonsense and more Foxy Brown, Get Me Home. Basically, the whole thing is calmer. There are huge swings in the tempo of the game. Now, don't get me wrong. Arne Slot's team can still go at 100 miles an hour when it is necessary. But equally, they have the ability to ease into moments of the game, shift the tempo. They dictate the pace at which the game will be played. And sometimes for Arne Slot, it suits his Liverpool team to totally take the sting out of the game, to kill the opposition with passes. A phrase that he used during pre-season. And it is an ability that can be used to devastating effect. Think of any great team. Think about this current Arsenal team. Think about this current Man City team. Think about Jose Mourinho's Chelsea team. We all had the ability to go 1-0 up and effectively kill the game. Keep possession. Frustrate the opposition. Irritate the opposition fans. You basically go 1-0 up and nothing happens for another 15 minutes. It's such a brilliant skill. Mourinho was the master of it. Chelsea would go 1-0 up. Undoubtedly, Frank Lampard would have scored a wonderful goal assisted by the brilliant Didier Drogba, and nothing else would happen For a few minutes, nothing else would happen. For then 10 minutes, nothing else would happen. And then the half-time whistle would blow. Second half would start, Chelsea would score another goal after 54 minutes, and then literally nothing else happens. It is ruthless efficiency. And we are seeing Arne Slot's team capable of doing something similar. Arne Slot's first competitive game at Anfield. What happened in the last 10 minutes of that game? Liverpool are 2-0 up at home. A game that Arne Slot would obviously be desperate to win. And in the last 10 minutes, the answer to my question, what happened in the last 10 minutes? The answer was nothing. Liverpool knocked the ball about beautifully. They looked after it. They protected it. They treated it like a newborn baby. They gave it the respect it deserves. But it wasn't just a passing drill. It was an incredibly effective way to make sure that any dream that Brentford may have had about finding a way back into the game were totally nullified. Can you imagine being a Brentford fan in that away end? You'd be sitting in that away end behind a goal and you would be looking at the game. You would be desperate. If we can get one back, you'd be saying to your mate, we get one back now, it could be game on. Could be game on. Slot's first game, little bit of nerves. You can't get the ball. It is designed to frustrate. It is designed to annoy. It is designed to kill you of any hope. Fizzling out. The idea of a game fizzling out isn't something that should inspire many people. I don't think it does. I think the connotations, if I say the game fizzled out, is one of negativity. But it's such a good thing for the home team to be doing. The game fizzles out as exhibition piggy in the middle football is played at Anfield in a competitive game. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that Klopp's teams were capable of that. The devastating teams that won the League and the European Cup. You don't win a League and a European Cup without being able to shift the tempo of the game. But it wasn't Klopp's priority. It wasn't his ambition. And I don't even think it was his skill set. What he was fantastic at was that high voltage, unpredictable, entertaining football. Think about those European nights, those high octane European nights. They will live forever in the memory. But this is different under Slot. It feels more controlled. I think under Jurgen Klopp, games didn't fizzle out. As an opposition fan, you always felt you had a chance. There was always a chance. There was always a vulnerability because Liverpool were going to constantly attack. Now, quite simply, you can't get the ball off them. Maybe it's time to stop comparing. Maybe I should stop doing it. Maybe off the back of the first competitive home game, we can cast the Jurgen Klopp era into the legendary status file at Anfield. And we can focus on the Arne Slot era. But the way that the baton has been passed on is incredibly impressive. I'm sure there's going to be challenging moments for Arne Slot, but so far, it is the perfect start to a new era. The transition into the new manager has been perfect. But now let's see. Because a few challenges are starting to arise. And it will be very interesting to see how Arne Slot handles, say, the Trent Alexander-Arnold reaction. You know, I saw footage of Trent Alexander-Arnold looking furious alongside a really happy-looking Diogo Jota. Arne Slot has come out and said that he was protecting him. Now, that is excellent management so far. Protect your player. Arne Slot has come out and said that he was protecting Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's also said that he can empathise with why he was upset. But I still don't think it's a good look. Conor Bradley deserved an opportunity. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a member of the team. He isn't the team. So Arne Slot's got to get this one right because it really is a delicate balancing act. Look, this feels at the moment like a minor disagreement, but it is public. And we know that Trent Alexander-Arnold is in the final year of his contract. But this is the only shadow at Liverpool at the moment. The contract issue of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Slot needs to get those things sorted out. But if Arne Slot can prove that he can handle this Trent Alexander-Arnold issue effectively, Liverpool will be able to say that they have had a perfect start to the season. But I think it's fair to say that so far he's getting everything right. He's put his own stamp on the team, and Jurgen Klopp will always be a legend at Anfield, but I think it's time that we can move on and appreciate the Arne Slot era at Liverpool because the era has moved on. It is clearly defined as Slot's already. Slot is doing things that Klopp never would. Gravenberch as a 6. I don't think Klopp would have done that. Diogo Jota as a 9. Again, I don't think Klopp would have done that. Do you think Klopp would have been happy with his defenders and goalkeeper playing those passing triangles at the back? I'm not so sure. And I tell you what you can see with Arne Slot. We've seen examples of it already, that he is a ruthless winner of a manager. You can see in the way that he handles himself. You can see in the way that he handled that Kwanzaa issue at Portman Road last week. Subbing Kwanzaa in the way that he did, telling us why he did it, demonstrates a ruthless streak that is necessary to succeed and necessary to succeed at a club and an institution the size of Liverpool Football Club. It's going to be very interesting to see how this whole era progresses. But for now, I think Liverpool fans should be elated with their new man. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I really do appreciate your feedback, so leave your comments in the section below. I cannot wait to read them. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, please click subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one in a bit.